Hey everybody, I'm gonna show you my top 10 Sonic games. It all started with the Xbox, cause I wasn't born back then when the Genesis, the Saturn, all them good systems back in the time. But yeah, it was the Xbox. My first game was Sonic Heroes. It was confusing at first, cause you had to switch, and I got used to it. I beaten the game but it was on the GameCube. Me and my dad would play multiplayer all the time. Because I was 3 back in the day. But let's get started. Number 10, I have to go with Sonic CD. This game was very entertaining, and this game wasted a bunch of time. I had to stop playing it because it took so much time. It was very long. If you know somebody like me, then of course it was long. I like the feature of time traveling. How you had to but time stones, I just wish they had Chaos Emeralds or Super Emeralds instead, because the game would have been more funner if you had Supersonic. But out of all of it, the plot seemed to make sense. The game itself seemed to make sense, and the only reason they had a CD because the Sega CD accessory for the Sega Genesis. But anyways, besides that, I like it how this was actually the first game to introduce it. Amy Rose. As you see, she got the old hairstyle, like it looks like Sonic. As if you saw, of course, my Sonic Collection Classic, or if you saw the Sonic Jazzware toys, you see Amy got the spikes behind her head before she got it. Dreadlocks. I don't know what they call. But yeah, I like Metal Sonic 2, and I like the whole plot. And this game had great gameplay, and that's why I marked it as 20. I meant 10. Number 9 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game that was right after Sonic CD. I like this game because I had a vision that I was playing it, and then I beat it, and I was just having a lot of fun with it. As you saw, Let's Play Sonic Classic Collection. You saw I played that game, and I got mad because Tails kept on crashing. But Sega knew what they were doing. I could tell that this was very fun back in time, and people were eager because Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was the best. But yeah, this game had multiplayer also, when you could play as somebody could play as Tails, and you could do that with the one player too. But you can't control Tails flying. That's the difference between 3 and 2. And the bosses seem to make sense because we got the new crap now, so I gotta think about it. But when you really think about it, the game was great. It was very great. The game itself, I say, when people just see the title, they want to buy it. If you play Sonic the Hedgehog 1, you want to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, including Sonic the Hedgehog 3. God dang, for sake, you will probably want to play Sonic and Knuckles also. But this game made me like Sonic to a whole different level. But yeah, it was very fun. I liked it a lot, and that's why I marked it as number 9. Number 8 is going to be Knuckles Chaotic. This game, when I first recognized it, I was very curious. And when I mean very curious, I mean very curious. Thing about this was that I recognized that I had the Chaotix, and of course we all miss Mighty, but I think it was probably because it was a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog sprite, and then they made it to a different sprite. But I liked it how you had 2 rings, and you could connect, and somebody could pull the other person, and then it just blast. But if you were to do 2-player, you would have to be very cooperative, to the point where you're gonna have to have a clone, because it's very. I see everybody play on multiplayer, and they really don't do that great. So remember, it's very intense gameplay when you're doing multiplayer. So if you're playing with a beginner and you advanced and expert, you probably do not want to play with the beginner, because you're not gonna do well. Somebody's gonna be on the bottom, somebody's gonna be on top, and then you're not gonna be able to move. Yeah, you're gonna have that problem. So play with somebody that's on the same level as you. But story, It seemed to make sense. You know, Knuckles and his team stopping Metal Sonic and Eggman. It seemed reasonable. It seemed very reasonable. And this game was a remake of Sonic Crackers, because the game got canceled, so they made Knuckles Chaotic instead. It's the same thing. So Sega had to think and make more characters. But let's move on. Number 7, Sonic R. I know what y'all thinking. Sonic R, really? After Knuckles Chaotic, Sonic R. But actually, this game, I'ma say it. This game had the best soundtrack. Even though it didn't have nothing to do with racing, but you gotta think, just think about it. It was very fun. Chaos Emeralds was a pain in the butt, cause in that second level, what's that second level called? I really don't know. I forgot. I hadn't played the game in a while. First time I actually played this game was on the GameCube, cause I had Sonic Gem Collection. Same thing with Sonic CD. I really liked this one cause everybody looked different, of course, and I really liked it that. Actually, for some reason, I liked the graphics more than the remake of Sonic Adventure, and I do not know why. But collecting the emeralds was a pain in the butt. But then when I saw how worth it was, I was playing next second, playing as Super Sonic, running, flying over water, going fast as light. You know, it was just a fun feeling. And then when you got to the final level, it would be like this feeling. When you get on the final level, they'll actually play the theme. Actually, I put the theme in one of the songs. Sonic Boom just ended. Alright, but anyways, let's not talk about that. But besides, I like Sonic gameplay. I like Tails gameplay, and I like Knuckles gameplay the most, to be honest. Eggman and Amy wasn't really that great. Both of them went slow, but I like to play as Sonic in both Sonics. Well, actually all three, including Metal Sonic. But this game was great for the Saturn. It would have been better if they made it for Dreamcast. But number 6, I think number 6 should be Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog 06. Now let me explain. I got a lot of explaining to do. I know, I agree with y'all. The story was horrible, but only the story and the glitches were horrible. Think about the stuff besides that. Alright, I admit, Silver was kind of a dumb butt back then. But now, he knows what's right. I mean, he's from the future. I mean, he's not, like Blaze said, he's naive. Of course he's going to agree with anybody that's trying to tell him the truth. So, basically, because of Silver's curiosity, that's what made him such a bad character to everybody's point of view. But actually, I say that he's the most responsible in the group. Even though he's the youngest, but he's the most responsible. Sonic get cocky. Shadows just get grumpy and angry. Like, he has Vegeta's personality. Actually, Sonic really doesn't have Goku's personality, but Silver has the same. It just bothers me on how Sonic kind of gets ripped. How Dragon Ball Z would get ripped off of this series. Silver's from the future, Trunks from the future. They both seem to have the same personality, to be honest, and they both seem to have the same voice too. If you watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, Trunks' voice would sound like Silver's voice. I swear. Not Silver's new voice, Silver's old voice in this game. It would sound the exact same. But besides that, I like Silver because he was a telekinesis hedgehog, even though they call it psychokinesis, but it's really telekinesis. I thought Shadow gameplay was actually going to be the same as Sonic gameplay, but it wasn't. They were both completely different. Shadow had this chaos drive thing, and plus he could ride vehicles. Sonic did princess stages. Ugh, I hated princess stages. And fast speed stages. I really like the fast speed pages. I'm sorry, I said pages. The fast stages, cause they made me get extreme. Like my reflexes were like to the fullest limit. Yeah, if you do the fast part on Crisis City, you're gonna have to use a lot of reflex. And the last episode, I know what you're thinking. That was the worst episode. Yeah, I think that was the worst episode on how she gets the dead animal. And that was the reason why everybody didn't like it, was because the last episode. But the only reason I liked the game itself, because I was really curious about who I thought Silver was going to be like. I was curious how his voice was going to be like, but I was curious about the game itself. And this game actually came out in the best year of my life, 2006. But let's get moving on with number 5. That will be Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog was fun. It was actually my second Sonic game. I first played it on Xbox, of course, because I mean that was like one of my first systems. Actually, it was the regular Xbox was my first system. But yeah, the gameplay was fun, and I really liked it a lot too. Especially the multiplayer, how they made little robot shadows, and you know there'll be one that's pink, there'll be one that's blue, there'll be one that's red, there'll be one that's green, and you know, the more angrier colors will have the most weirdest, you know, most explosive, you know. And you know, you could play as regular Shadow, then they made a copy of Shadow that's like orange. I really like the orange. The orange was great, but Shadow looks better in red. Because actually, black and red used to be my favorite colors. I like how you had the feature to pick up guns and shoot the crap out of people. That made it really exciting. And you know, it was really, Sega really found Shadow's character in this game. You know, Shadow's confused just like Silver. You had a choice to choose good or bad, just like Sonic Adventure 2. Except this was more realistic with the control. I liked it how you can control the character, the hero character with Shadow. Like in the first level, if you plug the second port in Sonic, you'll be able to control Sonic. Yeah, I will always do that, cause so then I try to get somebody to play with me. Of course, since you only share one screen, it's really difficult. Yeah, but Sega probably didn't know the glitch, or they probably did. If they did, then they probably didn't expect people to know, and just, oh well. But besides all that, story was very reasonable. It was just like Sonic Adventure 2, but it was supposed to be like that. Yep, but this game was great, and that's why I marked it as number 3. But number 4, actually, it's going to be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now, let me explain about this. I also had a vision about this, that I beated the game. It was like fun. I was going so fast, and I actually had Hypersonic. I usually get Supersonic. Nah, actually, I didn't get none. Every time I failed a special stage, I was starting over. Because I was serious about getting Supersonic and Hypersonic. Hypersonic, I got a big question, Sega. Why don't you use Hypersonic anymore? They better do that in Sonic 4 Episode 3. If they gonna put Knuckles in it, then they gonna put Hypersonic in it. Because everybody know Hypersonic was a great character. Well, not just that, but a great super form. And no white, just, you know, flash colors. The only reason they didn't, the only reason they made them white, cause, you know, probably because of something. But Hypersonic was a really good character. He was double jump. He was like Super Saiyan 2, I say. I call it actually Super State 2 in Sonic language. And Knuckles also had a hyper form. That really surprised me. And Tails actually needed the Super Emeralds to turn super. That was crazy. I was like, Tails is really that weak? Yeah, but of course you expect somebody like Tails not to have hyper. But I was disappointed in Tails' super form. You know, he had birds flying around him. It was just very disappointing. I mean, his eyes at least turned red. I think Knuckles' eyes turned, nah, they didn't turn red. I think they stayed the same. Turned like a light purple. Yeah, light purple. And of course he's pink. Now, I was young back then when I first saw it. I was childish. I laughed to death because he was pink, of course. But then you get used to it. Actually, pink is one of my cool colors. I'm not gay. Don't think I'm gay now. Trust me, I'm not. but you gotta think about it. Cause I remember I was playing Halo. This dude was like in pink, and then he actually looked cool. So I tried it, and it was a good feeling. Alright, but anyways, besides that, this game was fun as heck. It was fun. It was like a combine of Sonic and Knuckles, and with both Sonics. Well, actually, you could do that. On Sonic and Knuckles, there'll be this cartridge. On the top of it, there'll be like this gate thing, and then you plug in Sonic 3 and Sonic 2. You could actually play Knuckles and Sonic 2, and I actually tried it on Sonic Classic Collection. It was very fun, actually. It was very fun. I was on Chemical Plant, you know, just and doing the special stages as Knuckles. It was very fun. I like the special stages though. Yep. I'm really speechless now. Even though I hated how you had to look forever to find a big ring, but besides that, the special stages was fun. This game was alright, and that's why I marked it as 4. Number 3, we're already on the top 3. I know y'all probably gonna be disappointed, but it's Sonic Jam. This had all the Sonics, and not only that, this is the first 3D Sonic game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Sonic R was really not, because, you know, if you steer, you wouldn't really steer that well, but this was actually the first 3D, that's why I say. It had a great intro, and I see that has a great case now. Actually, my dad said he's going to get a Saturn. He said he should get one, so I might get this game for it. But you never know. Because I'm pretty much a Dreamcast fan. So really, actually I just got my Dreamcast not too long ago. But anyways, besides that, let me stop talking about other stuff. The only reason I marked this game as 3, I'ma tell y'all. I know, why is this game better than Shadow the Hedgehog? Why is this game better than Sonic the Hedgehog? Let me tell you why. The only reason this is better than Sonic 2, 3, and whatever, Sonic and Knuckles, cause this game had all four of them, and actually, the game was just fun itself. You would get addicted. It's so fun that you get addicted to it. And I know y'all probably thinking I don't have a good taste in Sonic games, but actually I was about to do top 20, but for some reason it kept on messing up, and I had to keep on doing it over and over again. So I decided to do top 10. I'll do another top 10, you know, just to get y'all knowing, because I play so many games. But actually, I hadn't played this game, but I can tell that it actually looked fun. Like, you get I would be happy if I got to at least try it. But like I said, I wasn't born back then, so that sucks. But no, I'm happy to be born in 2000. At least before Sonic 10th anniversary started. But anyways, number 2. Let me see. I'll put it as Sonic Fighters. I know what you're thinking. You suck at counting these games. But let me tell you the reason why I marked this as 2. You be in front of the arcade machine, right? You like, what the freak is this? You try it. It was so addicting. If you got beaten once, you know that feeling. You would want to try again and again and again and again. That's why I marked this as number 2. Sega made a good trick to make this addicting. The only reason it made me addicted, because I was trying to beat Metal Sonic. No, I was trying to beat Tails a lot. And I lose, and you know what happens if you lose. You can't play a Super Sonic. Actually, I only got Super Sonic once. It was so fun. Metal Sonic was hitting me as much as possible, and it just wasn't working. That's why everybody likes Super Sonic. You get that feeling you get to be invincible, but of course, that started changing when the modern Sonic came, which is Sonic Adventure, of course. Actually, in Sonic Adventure, you wouldn't actually, if you got hit, you wouldn't lose rings. Same thing with Sonic Adventure 2. But the Sonic Heroes, yeah, Sonic Heroes, no, it's not even Sonic Heroes, God. Did you know in the 2007 through 2012 games, of course, you would lose rings, and that made me mad. Now you have to depend on losing rings and the count. But I beat Sonic Unleashed both versions anyways. It was really annoying how you had to collect medals, but this game was addicting. Very addicting. The first time I played it was Sonic Gem Collection, because pretty much, and y'all probably wondering why the music went off. It's because this thing had a long while. But now the moment you've been waiting for. Please don't be mad at me, but the true blue #1 game of all time to me is Sonic Adventure. Now think for a second. I know y'all probably mad at me because I'm not choosing any classics, but this time I'm being reasonable. This game had a great story. Sega actually, this was a true 3D Sonic game besides Sonic Jam actually. I know you hated it because of Big, but you gotta think, besides Big, the game would have actually been great. But, you know, after you went on that Supersonic story, you already knew that it was fun. You cannot lie, you already knew that it was fun. Yeah, the first time I actually played it was on GameCube, before I played the remake. Then I played it on Dreamcast, and that's what made me like Dreamcast. Then I realized the second one was on Dreamcast. And then since I pretty much have a PS3, Xbox, Wii, you know, all the three main systems, I thought about on my birthday, which is like in, let me see, it's August 9th, which is like in 3 days, no, not 3 days, no, 2 days actually. 2 days, in 2 days, my birthday will be here, August 11th, I'm a Leo. But besides that, I got a Dreamcast for my birthday, basically. My mom ordered Sonic Adventure, because, you know, my first game was NFL, because it came with that. But, actually, besides all that, the game was enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Even Amy's story made sense. God, you got to imagine that. Sonic's story, of course, gonna make sense. Tails, I say he's one of my favorite characters now because of this game. He actually took responsibility on himself to save the world from that missile. And he actually fought Eggman. Probably a robot Eggman or something. Because I don't think he was there the same time Sonic was fighting him. For an old game, I say it had great graphics. Same thing with the second one. Second one actually had the same graphics on the GameCube version. GameCube version was just darker. Even though Amy's eyebrows were different, of course, because, you know, it's Dreamcast. What do you expect? But this game, everybody say it had bad voice acting, but I actually say it had good voice. The mouse stopped at the wrong time. Only Sonic Shuffle was the game that I saw that had bad voice acting. After the line was finished, they still moved their mouse. I know. It happened with the Xbox version of Sonic 06. He was like, okay, Tails, you be safe. And then his mouth was still moving, which is crappy. But, yeah. So let me tell you my documentary about Sonic itself. Sonic, I liked it since I was 5, I say. Nah, since I was 4, actually. Nah, man, it's so long. When I was 3, because I first played Shadow the Hedgehog, and then my favorite color was blue. Then I saw Sonic, and I saw how fast. I saw that he actually runs really fast. So then, when I was 4, like I said, I got the Xbox. Because actually, Shadow the Hedgehog was my first game. But yeah, I really seemed to like Sonic, and he was just running so fast. And then I was like, yeah. And then when I first played Sonic Adventure on the GameCube, actually, in school on track, I actually like run like him. You know, I get teased at school in the first. But I was in the first grade. But besides that, after Sonic Heroes, each Sonic games, I realized it would say Sega, so then I searched up Sega, and I realized that Sonic was the mascot, and I was like, I was really, really excited about that. Even though the gay Alex Kidd used to be the mascot, but it's just like Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, and Mickey Mouse. Alright, anyways, besides that, I say, this game was great. Sonic is a great character, and, you know, as you see here, he's running through Sega like he always did, you know. Sega. But anyways, besides the point is, Sonic is 21 now. I say I liked it since the 10th anniversary. Yeah, I liked it since the 10th anniversary. I wasn't there when I played the, first anniversary. But you can't be born on the year you want to be born, as a seed. But still, there's something about it that keeps on bringing me back to it. Silver actually brought me back from Sonic. Actually, when I saw the game, I was like, I was 5. I mean, I was 6 because it came out in 2006, and I was born in 2000 itself. But I was like, who is that? Who is that white hedgehog? Yo, please go ask later. But anyways, yeah, that's my little sister. But the point is that Sonic been with me for a very long time. And that's why, to be honest, I always liked him. He was a true blue. You know, my mom's fiance always, and his sons will always agree with Flash would be Sonic, but I was the only one who would say Sonic was win. Because Sonic was like a brother to me, to be honest. That's how much I liked him. He was like a brother to me. And that's what made him so good and awesome. I just wish he was real. But of course you can't act like a child now. I mean, I'm 2 more years and I'm a teenager, but actually, I had fun. I played a lot of Sonic games since the years, and I do mean a lot. And I had experienced a lot of Sonic games, and I had a lot of fun with the Sonic games, and even with the other character games. It was amazing. I learned a lot from Sonic 2. Not from Sonic 2, but I learned a lot from Sonic. I had a lot of fun playing all these games. Man, some were the rise, some were the falls. I say all of them were the best. Even 06. I'm sorry. But I'm staying on my opinion because I've been with Sonic for so long. I actually like him so much that I think I actually have a bond with this hedgehog. Actually, that's how much I experienced. Even though I hadn't collected all the crap and stuff, to me, I still think I'm a true Sonic fan. It doesn't matter if you have the stuff. It just matters if you really, really like Sonic. And if you have been with him for such a while. It doesn't matter if you're good at the games. And it doesn't matter if you don't like the good games and if you like the bad games. It just determines on if you really do like Sonic. That's what it determines. It doesn't determine on my Sonic collection is like 299 toys. No, it doesn't. It matters if you really like Sonic. So don't feel bad anybody. You don't need to be a true Sonic fan. That's what this guy actually told me. I saw the Sonic statue and I was like, I don't have that statue, I'm not a true Sonic fan. Then this guy just came to me and said, you don't need a statue to be a good Sonic fan. You absolutely don't need crap to be a good Sonic fan. And then I learned it myself. But it all started from that system that you're seeing right now. And that's the reason why Sonic had came into my world. And it's the reason why